Welcome to Strip Cover Lit, where we squeeze the bigger picture of literature. I'm Adrian Ford, and we are here for day 9 of LitMas. And we have seen a great re-influx of people doing the challenge itself, as I knew we would. Poetry kills everything, but we are going to do our best to change that in the coming year. We will slowly but surely mold BookTube into what it is we want to see. And if you were here, I am betting that poetry is something you are interested in as well. But today's prompt is to brag a little bit and thank your community. And for me and for this channel, I think that those two things are very closely linked. And perhaps I should explain or delve into why I think that is. We have 4,200 plus subscribers at this point, which I think is it's a decent-sized YouTube channel. That is not a big YouTube channel by any means. It's not even a medium-sized YouTube channel. But as far as the BookTube community goes, we're not the big guys on the block, but we're definitely not a small channel anymore. And we're not young and vivacious. We're not loud and jump-cutty. We're not pretty. Dalton's not pretty. We don't have flashy editing or meme warfare or any of the trendy stuff that people do on their channels. And you sad sacks sit through this shit anyway. So thank you. We don't do drama. We don't really do, we haven't done tags in a while. We plan to get back to them in 2019. We don't really do many discussion videos. We are pretty heavily textually based in what we do. And the type of discussions that we have on the books are discussions that you probably have to have read along to get anything out of. So there's a lot of channels where people are really good at the wrap-up videos and things like that you don't really have to have read the book to get something out of those videos. You can just sort of, it's sort of like not really a book review, but a blurb on a book. Basically, it's like if someone does a wrap-up video with 10 books, it's like 10 book blurbs. And there are people on this platform that are really good at that. I'm not. I'm really not very good at that at all. I'm too long-winded. I get too close to the text. So it is amazing to me, especially with some of the texts that we choose. We're not choosing YA, which is so ever popular on BookTube. We do a little bit of it. We do a little bit with Harry Potter. And I think that's really, judging from some of the comments that we get from time to time, that's where we really sink our fangs into a lot of people. That then when we announce a read-along, which we're also very bad at, people say, hey, you know, I've always wanted to read that book. I see what these guys are doing with Harry Potter, and I like it. And that's a little bit of the bragging part. And the thank you part to that is that once you get that far, you're then investing in the videos. You're playing along. You're watching the videos and commenting on those things as well. And it's still sort of baffling. I mean, it was never inconceivable to me that that might be the case. Otherwise, what would be the point of starting a BookTube channel? But, you know, there's really moments when you're doing this that you're investing a lot of time in the reading part, and the note-taking part, and the highlighting part. And then you film the video, and then you edit the video, and then you have to go to Starbucks and upload the video, and it takes 2 hours because you're a schmuck that doesn't have the internet at home. And that's a lot of investment for one video to go up. And every time we drop one of these videos and it gets X, Y, and Z comments, it's worth it to me. Because literature and the perpetuation of literature. You know, I've often said that I want to live a life of letters. And I think that platforms such as BookTube are how literature will need to exist to thrive in the future. Not to say that I think the written word is dying by any means. I think that we will be discussing books. But I think that it is through a platform such as BookTube that these discussions will become more prevalent. In the early digital age, there were so many discussions about, will this be the death of the book? Will that be the death of the book? And nothing has managed to kill the book, and the book will never die. But even things which have, even new technologies which have sprung up, have perpetuated literature in their own ways. And we have seen this even in the transition as the print world has sort of been dying, especially when you're looking at literary magazines or journals, things like that. The print world becomes less cost efficient, compounded by the ever-shortening attention span of the average American, the average reader, etc., etc. Things like flash fiction have become more prevalent. And that is an interesting evolution to watch. But none of these things will kill literature. The only thing which might kill literature is the ever-loving regress to reading solely as escapism. Because if you were only using reading as escapism, mightn't there be forms of escapism which are cheaper and easier, less time-consuming, and more in-depth? At least from, maybe not more in-depth, but perhaps more immersive to a less active imagination? I don't know where this conversation is coming from, and I have no idea where it's going. So I'm going to cut it off right there. This video is not for that discussion, but maybe I've got a discussion video from this for the future as we dare to take on 365 videos in 365 days in 2019, paired with a video every week on Bantam Paradox and a video every week on frame rate. Shameless plug, shameless plug. But that's a little bit of bragging, isn't it? We will be putting ourselves through harrowing experiences in the coming calendar year. And if LitMas is any testament to that, it's going to be difficult. This has not been easy by any means, but it does, going back to thanking the community part, it does, as trite as this sounds, warm my heart to see so many people participating in LitMas, as well as commenting either on these videos with comments about the video, or I've had several people comment in the comments section with their answers to the LitMas prompts, which is that's awesome too. There's some of it going on Instagram as well, so if you'd like to play along, by all means. This is to be a celebration of literature, and I would like for that to be as prevalent as possible. But again, and finally, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sitting through a grumpy old man, even though I might have been good this year, as I digress through things. And I hope to see you tomorrow. And tomorrow, day 10 of LitMas, the prompt is some writers and booktubers I would like to know better in 2019. And I think that this will be an interesting video as well. And I've really enjoyed watching all of the LitMas videos to this point. I'm a little behind on commenting, so if I have not commented on your videos, I hope to get there. But I am definitely trying to keep up with viewing them in the very least. So hit the like button if you like this sort of thing. Hit subscribe if you have not already. And I hope to see you tomorrow for the next installment of LitMas. Me.